What's up, y'all? Welcome to News in the City, where we get down to the nitty gritty. If y'all are just now pulling up to the city, then please be sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that y'all can be updated and notified as I'm dropping my content. And yeah, if you are a returning viewer, then I appreciate y'all so much. Please be sure to like and share this video and all of that good stuff. Now today, I'm coming to y'all with the review for Joselines Cabaret Miami. It just premiered on the Zeus Network. Now, I was a little skeptical about even getting this Zeus shit because when Black China had came out with her show, The Real Black China, I was gonna get it, but I wasn't as interested. But this shit looked ghetto enough for me to be entertained, so I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get this motherfucking subscription. It's only $3.99, but it's still like, I don't know how much I would benefit from having the Zeus Network. Zeus is still kind of weird to me as a network in general, but whatever, we're here with it. Joselines Cabaret Miami. Did not know what to expect throughout the show, so I'm gonna kind of break down a little bit of what happened throughout the show, some of the highlights, some of the characters, what I thought from it. I actually learned a lot of ghetto shit, and yeah, but yeah, as far as the show, it opens up with the fighting scene that we pretty much have all seen through the promo, where one of the girls is basically confronting Joseline about her being evicted from her house. We had seen that on the Shade Room not too long ago, from her condo in Miami, and all of this shit, and she was just confronting her, and then it kind of flips and rewinds, and it goes into Joseline's voice saying, let me take y'all to the beginning of how all of this shit started. Da-da-da-this, da-da-da-da. And a lot of us are confused on the premise of this show. It's kind of like Joseline is putting together, you know, this cabaret of women who are actually strippers. And a cabaret is basically more Vegas-y style, more classy, more the illusion of sex instead of just being flat out sex. Yeah, they kind of explore that, and the whole first episode is just Joseline trying to get these women together, putting the event together, you know, where they're gonna have it at, all of this good stuff. So they go to this boat scene with her and Ballistic, which Ballistic is a producer out of Miami and also Joseline's, you know, fiance. Which I feel like they make a good couple. It's clear that Joseline obviously has a type because he is very Stevie J-esque to me. He just is taller. Like, that's all that I think. But they make a pretty good couple. He seems to be very supportive, and Joseline is basically just going on this spill about how she's tired of, you know, she was so tired of being in that Love and Hip Hop environment, and she wasn't really fucking with nobody after she left. She wasn't fucking with Mona. She wasn't fucking with nobody. She just wanted to be left alone. And it's just funny to see how, like, Joseline has so much to say about Love and Hip Hop, but it's only so much that you can do. K. Michelle has had a lot to say about Love and Hip Hop, and we always see them coming back one way or another because that bag is always there. So Joseline still is not seeing it from Mona Scott Young, and I love it when she talks shit about Mona. It is so motherfucking funny. But she basically is just saying, you know, she's on a new path. She has this cabaret she wants to put together, and yeah, that's basically all that it is with that. So Joseline then goes up and meets up with Daisy. Now Daisy is a mover and shaker, and literally a shaker. She's like a little bit of a stripper in Miami, and she meets up with her. You know, she goes to her house, and she's basically just telling her like about the cabaret, doing her little pitch, and basically just telling her her idea or whatever. But then that's when we get to know a little bit more about Daisy. Daisy has a boyfriend by the name of Flower, and Flower is basically, in a nutshell, her pimp. She's 23 years old, she got a baby, and she has a motherfucking pimp. This show just displayed it showed me the level of insecurity that some women can have, especially when it comes to this industry that they're in. Because she basically said, oh well, at one point I was literally giving Flower, her baby daddy, all of her money that she made from the club, and you know, she was a bottom bitch. Now, it took me a minute to even figure out what the fuck a bottom bitch was, so I hopped on the motherfucking phone and I typed in Urban Dictionary, and I found out exactly what the fuck a bottom bitch was. Let me give y'all the bottom bitch definition, hood edition. So the bottom bitch, in short, is the most experienced hoe in a pimp's stable. I'm gonna put you on the corner. Before I do, you're gonna have to be in training with my bottom bitch. You're gonna learn a lot of shit. that is the definition given to us by Urban Dictionary. Shout out to them. Thank you very much. She's going to play the role of Joseline's assistant manager, say so. That is what I got from the term bottom bitch. So that's Daisy's role in the show. You know, she's very well put together. She's very, you know, she seems to have it all figured out like most people try to portray. But we can tell that she's gonna have a lot to unpack, and she's probably the most insecure out of all the women that I've seen on this show. But all these women obviously have problems. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. So then we cut to Joseline going to G5, and this is where they're gonna be having the cabaret. G5 actually has two separate locations. Not two separate locations, but there's two sides of one club. So Joseline will be doing her cabaret on one side, basically, and then it'll still be G5 on the other side. And she talks to Disco Rick, which is the G5 manager. And you know, they just basically shoot the shit because Joseline, we've seen her grow into the Joseline that she is today. As far as with back in the day when she was dancing at Chanelica and, you know, all of this shit. And we found out that Disco Rick actually gave Joseline her name as the Puertrican Princess. So that was always interesting to me because I felt like I heard Mona say the Puertrican Princess and then that's when it took off, because I had never, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe Joseline you know, said it first on Love and Hip Hop, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, there was the whole thing with Disco Rick, and he's basically just saying that these new hoes is lazy, you know, they don't work out the same. They just go and get their body did. It's not really a sport to them. You get what I'm saying? It's not a career or something that they take very seriously. Vice versa. When Joseline was making money in the strip club, she was motherfucking working out. She was doing what she had to do to make the motherfucking dollars. But the game has changed. Everything changes over a while, and basically Joseline is trying to change it again and evolutionize the stripper industry. What I got from the whole thing was she's trying to bring back the illusion of sex within, you know, being a stripper, because stripping nowadays it's you know, you can touch some of the, you're not supposed to, I think at most strip clubs, but at the hood ones, you can smack the ass, you know, basically putting your finger in their pussy. It's just a lot more going on, when back in the day, it was simply just you go to these clubs and it's a gentleman's club. You literally act as a gentleman while these women, you know, display their body, and you know, that just is what it is. Now niggas is far from gentlemen, okay? But you know, that's kind of what Joseline is exploring. So she's finally able to get Lucky Hustler and Jada. It's literally Jada with like 2 A's. I hate the way her name is spelled. I don't get why people like, I feel like every stripper name that I hear, I need a backstory, because why did you choose that? Just please, why? But anyways, Lucky Hustler and Jada, they sit down with Joseline to basically get recruited and, you know, basically try to become a part of the whole situation. However, these two have a problem with Chastity, which is another character that'll be introduced a little later. But nobody really likes Chastity, and everybody has a problem with her. It wasn't really much there. I could tell that a lot of the drama on here is gonna be a little fabricated, because I feel like you gotta come up with some shit. You get what I'm saying? It has to be something. I get it. It's a reality show, whatever. But it may annoy me, and I don't know how much of this whole I want to get the cabaret together I can take, because after episode 1, a nigga is already tired of the shit. But we'll see before I cancel my subscription how long it goes on, because I don't know if they're going to be getting too much more of these $3.99 checks from that guy Ty. I really cannot tell you, Zeus, how many more of these how many more months I will be subscribed to the network. But we're gonna see if Joseline can keep me entertained enough, because we getting a lot of Joseline. Joseline is on motherfucking she's on Marriage Boot Camp, and she's on Love and Hip Hop Miami. So it's a lot going on. Joseline is in her bag. She is getting them checks. I can't be mad at it, but I may not be watching all of it. So then Joseline gets all the girls together once again to pitch this shit and try to make it come together. This damn cabaret. Cabaret. I'm gonna say cabaret. I may be fucking it up or whatever. she's trying to pitch this and, you know, get everything in line and get everything together for the girls, but they cannot seem to, you know, bring that ratchet shit on down. And this is where in the whole situation I feel like another topic, and I'm surprised that this topic even aroused, of more so colorism in the stripper industry. And I feel like, first of all, colorism affects any industry. I don't give a fuck if it's the meat market, if it's motherfucking McDonald's, the stripper industry, the music industry. There's colorism everywhere in the world, and I need people to understand that. Y'all gonna have to forgive me because I forgot one of the strippers' names, but she had the fattest ass ever that I've seen, maybe bigger than Joseline's ass. But she was a little bit older, and she was also a little bit darker, and she was basically explaining her struggles of how when there's a darker stripper that the men feel to be a little bit more aggressive with them than they would be with one of the lighter skinned women that are dancing. And to me, this makes a lot more sense because I just feel like there's privileges in when it comes to colorism. Colorism is there because there is a privilege scale that, you know, when you're lighter or this and that, or a certain ethnicity or race, you get more privileges. And this is an example of one of them. That, you know, the darker skinned women may not make as much, or may not have, you know, the same respect from the guests and the clients in the club that a fair lighter skinned woman would have. And she was basically just explaining her struggles, like, if a nigga gets too rowdy rah with me, then I'ma check the nigga. But here in Miami, because normally she dances in Atlanta, like in Miami, you gotta worry about, like, if the nigga go come outside and try to, you know, shoot your ass or try to fight you because you checked him in the club behind touching you and disrespecting you. And basically, I definitely understood where she was coming from. It made a lot of sense to me, but the only conflict is you can't be rah-rah with a nigga and trying to check him in a cabaret, because it is meant to be classy, upscale, and, you know, sensual. So you got to be a little bit more flirty with the niggas. She really wasn't feeling that, because she like, I'm only gonna flirt with you, my nigga, if you paying me the money. And that's all that it was really there. They have a little bit of a spat. I didn't like what Daisy said. She was like, oh, I ain't never been through no ghetto shit like that. And it's just like, you are obviously a fair skinned, you know, woman. So you're saying just because I'm darker than prove her point, I go through more difficult shit. And that's just is what it is. You didn't have to go through nothing like that because you are a fair skinned woman. You just prove her point. But that's all that it really was. Then Joseline comes back in after they get to arguing, and it's really produced and dramatic as scene. I mean, like, nobody was even trying to swing. They was like, you know when you about to fight and you got your arms up and they just basically like holding each other's arm. It was so dramatic and fake as fuck. I didn't believe that fight for 1 second. But Joseline comes in and she's just like, I just leave y'all bitches for 2 minutes and this is what y'all do. So I feel like next week is just going to be more of them trying to get this damn cabaret together. So I don't know how long I can take that shit, because it was good, but the fact that it's on Zeus and there's no commercials, bro, it's literally just 40 minutes of bullshit. So it's like with Love and Hip Hop, it's 40 minutes of bullshit too, but I feel like the commercials are necessary because it gives me a break to like just be, you know, just recoup. But this is just straight, no commercials. The asses is out, so the titties is out, the nipples is out, everything is out. I was so surprised because when you first open the motherfucking screen, it's straight to the ass. I could not believe it, but I had to remember this is not cable television. I'm used to seeing Joseline on cable. It was just a lot happening. But if y'all watched the show, please let me know what y'all thought about it. Will y'all be continuing to watch the show? Let me know down below in the comment section. And yeah, are y'all excited for the rest of the season? I would really like to know. If y'all are just now pulling up to the city, like I said, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I talk about any and everything on my channel, from celebrity gossip, news, reality stars, all of that good stuff. So just be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all in my next video. Peace.